Hey everybody, it's Kay. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. I've been MIA. Last time I was here, I think I was doing my nonfiction November wrap up or something like that. I think that was the last thing that I did. I had a rough 2020 like so many other people did. But toward the end of the year, I lost so many people that I really just did not feel like recording anything. And so, like everyone else, I prayed, Lord, 2021, let's just, move on and let things hopefully get better. So, a couple of things happened on January 1st, 2021. The first thing, the thing that made me so happy, I can't even describe how happy I was. My son got married. He and his fiance finally got married. I was so happy, so excited. We couldn't have a big wedding, of course, because of COVID concerns. So we were all in the wedding. I live streamed the wedding for her family back home because they weren't able to attend. My sister played the piano. Her husband was the photographer. Her twins, they took turn carrying a banner in and videotaping. And then my grandson Jackson, he was the ring bearer and the best man. So we all played a role. And of course, we couldn't have people there because of concerns. So it was only us and the pastor. Um, and it was just a beautiful ceremony. It really, really was. I was so excited. I'm going to link a video to the wedding down below. Something else that was funny is that my daughter-in-law, her mother was supposed to bring my dress for the wedding, and because she wasn't able to come, I had to run out at the last minute and find something to wear. So I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. So, ran to the store, I found something and had it in time for the wedding. But it was a beautiful, short and sweet ceremony. And I'm just so, so happy for them. But while we were at the church, after the wedding, gathering our clothes and things, I got a phone call. My phone was just going off, and I already knew before I answered it. I knew what it was. And my eldest first cousin, she passed away in the hospital during the same time the wedding ceremony was taking place. So my heart broke into 1,000 pieces. So I had, those strong mixed emotions going on. And I'm so glad God gives us the capacity to be able to handle so many different types of emotions at the same time. I mean, I was already just so super excited and happy about the wedding, and then heartbroken about losing my cousin. She went into the hospital December 23rd, COVID, and passed away on that day, January 1st. So, and I'm still in shock, still not over it, still heartbroken, still, Um, after she passed away, we had another cousin pass away. She was a distant relative, but she was still a cousin. She was in my grandfather's brother's line, I believe. Um, but yeah, she passed away, and then my uncle passed away. My mom's brother. He was 90 years old. He played the piano at our church for 72 years. Um, I think he really just grieved himself to death because he was so distraught about his wife passing and several of his siblings. My mom was his baby sister, and after she died, he was so hurt when my mom died. And then when my cousin died, he just stopped getting out of bed. And so, yeah, just rough, just rough. And then I got a call yesterday. I know y'all are like, this girl's video's too depressing. I don't want to watch this. I got a call yesterday that another relative passed away. He had been in the hospital with COVID, and he was in there same time as my cousin actually, and he passed away on yesterday. He was on my stepdad's side. He was my stepfather's brother-in-law. So talked to my aunt yesterday and one of her sons yesterday, and my sister told me, she said, don't call me with no more bad news. Next day, she said, please, happy news from now on. And I really hope so, sis. I really hope so. Happy, wonderful news. Speaking of happy, wonderful news, my son and my daughter-in-law also announced that they're expecting a baby. So baby number 2 is on the way. The baby's due in May. So, yes, good news, right? Really good news. So excited. But it's the first day of Black History Month. So let me segue into books. It's the first day of Black History Month. And one day we're going to get on here and say, man, you know what? People are reading books by Black people all year long and not just in February. You know, I can't wait to be able to say that yeah, just be glad when that happens. I'm going to show you my TBR. Well, wait a minute, let me backtrack. Rewind. I did finish a book in January. I didn't know if I'd be able to. I finished one in December, actually. At the very end of December, when I was trying to get my nerves and get myself together after so many things had gone on. I finished this book. It is Dead Above Ground by Jervy Turvalon. It's an old school book. I read this years ago. Look at the cover. You can tell it's worn. It's a very good book. I think I'm just going to do a full out book review on this book. Well, no, you know what? Let me just go ahead and tell you about it now. So my review of this book is that it was very good. I liked it way back in the day, and I liked it again this time. It's the story of a family in New Orleans, the Duchamp. I don't know how to pronounce it right. It's not Duchamp. I know it's got to be Duchamp family, and a young woman in the family named Lita. And the story is basically coming from her point of view. So she's in this family with this really strict and stern mama. Her daddy is very off-putting. He's gruff and kind of off-putting. But the mother is very controlling, especially when it comes to her older sister. And her older sister's love interest, a man named Lucien. So Lita doesn't understand why her mother is so controlling and so upset about the situation with the boyfriend. And then, no spoilers, something happens to where the mother sits down and tells her a story, and what she learns in that story changes everything. But what I liked about the book was the setting, New Orleans, the vividness of his writing and taking you to this neighborhood and to the different places that they visit in this story. I just love the way he wrote it. The writing is very good. The book is short, as you can see. He packs a lot into this book. The tone is very melancholy throughout, and I enjoyed that, though. I really did enjoy that. It has a thriller aspect to the story. Well, maybe not thriller, but a suspenseful aspect to the story that I really liked. I love the characters that he created for this story. They were very well developed, except really the older sister could have been developed a little bit more for me. But I felt like he did a good job with the characters. The pace of the book was very good. And it's one of those books where you put it down and you go right back and say, okay, I could stop right here, but I got to go right back because I got to see what happens next with the characters. The climax of the book was good, as well as the I guess you would say the anticlimax as the story is coming to a close. He just did a very good job in writing this story about this family having secrets and revelations, danger, all of that in this book. Again, it's Dead Above Ground by Jervy Turvalon. Short book, good book. This is a good book that you could read during Black History Month. Okay, in January, I finished this book, which is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. And there were things that I really did like about this book. Um, the characterization was pretty good in the story. You felt like you really got to know, Lord, I forgot the child's name. Enchanted. You feel like you got to know Enchanted in this story, as well as some of the other characters. Um, the pace of the book was okay. I felt like somewhere in the middle it got a little slow for me. It was I was drawn in at the beginning, and then it got kind of slow in the middle, and the end kind of wrapped up a little in a nice little bow that I felt like it was okay. The settings that she put you in, you could see the settings of the book. You could picture where this girl was moving around in the story. For those of you who don't know what the book is about a young girl, an aspiring singer, who becomes acquainted with a wildly popular R&B singer, and a relationship ensues that should not, because he's an adult and she's a teenager. Okay. But there were some things in the plot that I questioned, and some of the writing, my favorite Tiffany D. Jackson book is Monday's Not Coming. Um, I thought that one was really good. This one was okay for me. It wasn't my favorite, and I know a lot of people gave the book 4 or 5 stars. I wonder. If I read more books in the YA genre, would I find that more YA books are written like this one? And if that's the case, then maybe I can understand why it was written the way it was. Does that make sense? Um, but it was okay. I would say, yeah, if you want to give it a try, pick it up and read it, definitely. Because everybody has their own opinions. So yeah, check that one out. Let's see what's next. I'll do my Black History Month TBR because it's really short. It's only 2 books. Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I started this book. Um, I started this book last month, and I'm laughing because I posted it on Facebook to say, "Hey, who wants to read this with me?" And my cousin went out. He went out and bought the book, right? And I don't think he's an avid reader. He picked up a Toni Morrison to read with me. And so the other day I reached out and said, "Hey, you still reading?" He said, "I put that book down." I'll put it down, but I'll pick it back up. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll see." Um, I'm on page 66 in the book. I read this years ago. I was in my 20s. So, but you know what's funny? I can't remember a doggone thing from this book. As I'm reading it now, it's like I'm reading it for the first time, which is so funny because I did Song of Solomon, Sula, and Jazz all back to back. And yeah, maybe it's because it's been so many years, but my cousin, he cracked me up. He said, "I put that book down." I hope he'll finish it because I want him to read something else with me later. Um, Locks and Lit. This light is not doing me any favors. This is Some Sing, Some Cry. If you could tell by the cover, I cannot pronounce the names and I will not mess it up. But it is Some Sing, Some Cry. Locks and Lit, Denise B. Reading, Denise B. Cooper, Afro Lit, Art Books Life, She asked me if I would read the book with her. And so, yeah, I've got it here. And I told her, I said, I'm not going to promise I'll finish it in February, but I'll start it in February. So that's what I'm going to do, because I know she reads ferociously. She reads tomes. I know there's a tome she's reading right now. I love her. Please go to Locks and Lit's channel and watch her video on the tome that she's reading. But yeah, I'm going to start this one. I had hoped to have been done with Song of Solomon before I started this one, but as you see, I'm not done. I know this is a long video, and I don't normally do them this long, but I'm just going to knock everything out in one video. So I went to the bookstore the other day, and I ordered some books too. Y'all know how we do. I'm so glad that I had ordered this book. Rest in peace, Queen. Rest in peace. For those of you who don't know, this is Just As I Am by Cicely Tyson, who recently passed away. I cannot even tell you how much I love this cover. Beautiful. Also, I bought something that I'm so surprised I didn't already have. When I remember I was in I think it was 8th grade. I had to go to the library at school because we had a poetry project. And I was like, gotta go get a poetry book. And I saw this man's face on the cover because, believe it or not, this was back in 1983, and I was 13 years old. I had not seen a black person on the cover of a book as the author. He was the first one. And I fell in love with him, and I started writing poetry after that. So I had to get this book. I've been trying to get it for years, and I finally broke down and got it. Oh, let me see if I can fix my light. Okay, here we go. Is that even better? I don't know. Why don't we turn it off? Ha! Let's do that. Okay, so this is the collected poems of my man, Langston Hughes. Ah! I'm so glad. Pretty Brown Eye Reader. Our man. Love me some Langston Hughes. While I was in the store, I saw 2 copies of this book, and of course I had to get it. Loverman by Geneva Holliday, aka Bernice McFadden. You see a Bernice McFadden book in the store, you don't leave it. Okay? Even though this is her pen name, Geneva Holliday, so I'm going to say, you see a Bernice McFadden book in the store, don't leave it. You see a Geneva Holliday book in the store, don't leave it. Okay? I got a book club book, which is Black Lotus, a memoir, A Woman's Search for Racial Identity by Syl Leigh Abrams. So my book club is reading this book sometime later this year, but I was so glad I got the only copy that they had in the store. So I'm glad I was able to do that. And then finally, thank y'all for hanging in if you're still watching. Finally, I am launching my new channel, Kay Reads the Word. It is going up on Wednesday. What's Wednesday? Wednesday, February 3rd. So please watch out for that channel launch. And I hope that all of you who've been watching the Kay Reads the Word series will go over to that channel and subscribe for me. I tell you, that series and reading the Word and getting more into my Bible studies has really helped me get through all the stuff I had to go through in 2020, in this year already. My faith has really helped me through. It really, really has. And on that channel, I kind of explained in my first video, I'm not doing this to try to teach everybody else the Word. I'm doing it so I can learn more in the Word, because I really want to learn more. It's very important to me, especially with people leaving this world left and right. I just feel I gotta have myself right, because I know where, I would like to spend eternity, you know? So anyway, I think I covered everything. I told you about Grown, my TBR, my book haul, did a book review, new channel, my son getting married, having a baby. I caught the bouquet at the wedding. There wasn't nobody else single there that could catch it, but nevertheless, I caught it. Okay. So maybe one day I'll meet somebody in these quarantine streets. How? I don't know. Maybe he'll be my FedEx driver or my Amazon driver. Who knows how you meet somebody, right? Anyway, happy Black History Month. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Almost forgot. If you're on Instagram, please follow hashtag ReadSoulLit and hashtag ReadSoulLit Photo Challenge and follow Read So Lit, the actual Instagram page. And all of this is run by Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading. With the Read So Lit photo challenge, people are sharing all kinds of pictures of the books that they're reading or that they own throughout the month of February. So you have no excuse as to saying you don't know anything about any new releases or any books by Black people besides James Baldwin and Toni Morrison. There's a whole lot of authors out there with a whole lot of books that you could check out, okay? And I'm going to be part of the roll call because all month long, different people are going to post in their Instagram stories something different for Black History Month. And I'm up on the last day, February 28th. And I'll also do something here on my channel for Black History Month too. So, whew, that's a lot. This is a long video for me. I've tried your patience long enough. Until next time, everybody, keep reading. Bye-bye.